What is going on, guys? This is my CPU and graphics card. I forget what you call it. Responsibility, function. I forget what it's called. But I'm gonna explain what the graphics card and the CPU do on your PC. So your graphics card is how much graphics memory you can hold. How much graphics memory you can hold. How much graphics you can hold, basically. I remember running Grand Theft Auto 5 on my custom PC before. I bought my custom PC in 2012 or 2013. I'm not sure which year it was, but it was at the time when 6 and 8 gigabyte cards were considered fancy, sort of thing. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure they were considered fancy, but it was around that time, 2012 or 2013. I had a 2.6 gigabyte graphics card or something like that. And I had a 3.5 gigahertz CPU. So I would run Grand Theft Auto on medium graphics, I think, or high graphics. I'm not sure which one it was, guys. Really sorry, but I remember the graphics memory it took up was 1.2 gigabytes. It was under my graphics limit. I had 2.7 gigabytes worth of graphics memory available, basically. 2.7 2.7 gigabytes worth of graphics memory. It's how much graphics you can hold. The textures, if you're running 1080p textures, the textures is the like the colors and the look of the game, basically. Like if you have a gray sweater on, the texture is the gray stuff, the gray color and the gray how it looks, like the mesh and stuff like that. Textures. And then there's things like meshes, but I remember I was running high or medium, and then it was like 1.2 gigabytes under my limit, basically. If you have a store-bought PC and check your graphics card, it'll be very small, like 1.50 megabytes or something, very cheap stuff. You don't want to do that because you want to spend dime on a custom built PC. I got my PC from Memory Express from Winnipeg. In Winnipeg, Memory Express, they have a website. Just search on Google Memory Express. I think it's memoryexpress.ca or memoryexpress.com. I'm not sure which one. I got my custom built PC. They charge about $200 or $300 to build it, I think. I think that's what it is, $200 or $300 to build your PC, but you'll be paying about for my PC it was 1600. You'll be paying about for a good PC, you'll be paying about $2,000 to $3,000. 2,000 to 3,000. I paid mine back in the day. You could probably still get one for 1,600 though if you want, but I recommend spending about 2 grand though on your PC instead of a store bought one, which could be acquired. A store bought one is about $700 to $1,200. But if you look at your graphics card, it'll be very low graphics. That basically, and once if you're running games like Grand Theft Auto 5 and your graphics memory goes past the graphics card limit, it'll start relying on normal RAM, which is bad. I don't know exactly why it's bad, but it's just I remember reading the reason why it's bad before, but I don't think I understood it that much. But it's bad though. Look it up yourself why it's bad and stuff like that. What it does and things like that. So it's how much graphics memory you can hold. 1.2 gigabytes for Grand Theft Auto 5. If you're running an 8 to 16 if you're running an 8 to 16 gigabyte card. I'm not sure if there's a 16 gigabyte card though. I know there's 8 gigabyte cards, but if you 8 to 16 gigabyte card, then let's say 8 to 12 gigabyte card. You could run Grand Theft Auto on high graphics, no problem. You'll literally have 12 gigabytes worth of graphics memory, basically. And Grand Theft Auto takes like 1.2 or 1.6 gigabytes of graphics memory to run. You could probably mod your Grand Theft Auto game with some graphics mods to make it look better and stuff like that. That's what I did on mine. I was still able to run it. I took a lightweight one though because of I only had 2.7 gigabytes worth of graphics memory basically. So I used a lightweight one. It'll still look pretty nice though. If you're running two graphics cards or more than one graphics card, that's called SLI. If you have SLI, you'll have to search up for each individual game, if they have SLI support. If it does have SLI support, you can run your graphics cards on them. But if it doesn't have SLI support, you have to turn SLI off in your NVIDIA control panel or wherever it is. Turn SLI off because it'll stutter your game. You'll have major performance issues, basically. Major performance issues. If it doesn't support SLI, that's if you're having more than one graphics card. This is the full course, full information on graphics card memory and CPU responsibility. Textures, meshes, things like that. The lighting. I forget what else there is. There's things called, I'm not sure what it's called. Ambient occlusion or whatever. There's a bunch of different stuff there that goes onto your graphics memory card. Things like that. But that's that graphics memory. As for the CPU is responsible for your frames per second. How much frames per second you run on your computer. A frame is a picture. That's 60 if you're running 160 frames per second, that's 160 pictures per second to get a moving picture, to get a video basically. The more, as you could imagine, having more frames per second makes it smoother because it's that much more pictures in a second. 60 frames per second versus 160 frames per second. It's only 60 pictures in 1 second to get a moving picture, an animation, or a video. That's 60 pictures. If you have more, 160 say, it's smoother and better, more responsive. You don't wanna run your games with VSync on. VSync just waits for if you have tears in your screen, it'll send another more frames in to replace it, to catch up to itself basically. There'll be a delay. It'll wait for the frames basically. It'll wait for the frames to come in so you can get your picture to be smooth. It'll delay. There'll be a delay in your mouse input basically, which is bad for shooting games and other competitive games. You want VSync off. As much frames per second with VSync off. As much frames per second. You don't want delay in there. It'll just delay your shit basically. You want as much frames per second, no VSync, as smooth as butter. That's what you want for competitive shooting games and stuff like that. If you also want more tips, you could switch all your graphic settings to low, so it's easier to see the people. Easier to see people on the map. It's like you can switch all your graphic settings to low, but you switch your mesh settings to high. Meshes have to be high, so it's smooth, but it has low graphics. That'll be easy to spot people basically. Have all your graphic settings to low. But if you like it having high graphics and you like the feeling and stuff, it doesn't bother you or anything. It didn't bother me. I played on medium graphics on Battlefield 4, I think, for for the whole time. I think medium graphics Battlefield 4. It looked nice, and I just liked it that way. But if you're really competitive, I recommend switching to low graphic settings, except your meshes. Your meshes want to be high so it's smooth, but everything else will be low and pixelated, sort of easy to see, easy to shoot. That's all my tips for today, and that's the CPU responsibility. Frames per second to get a moving picture. 160 frames per second. That's 100 pictures in a second to get a moving picture, a video, or an animation in your games. When you're playing a game, you want smoothness. It's more smoother the higher it is, as you could imagine. Less delay. It's CPU and graphics card responsibility. Full course. All done in under 12 minutes. 12 minutes, under 12 minutes, live. Live. I recommend a gaming laptop like mine or a custom built PC. Remember, I got my PC from Memory Express. They have a PC builder on there, a PC builder on their website. You could choose your graphics card, your CPU, and order it, and they'll call you, or I'm not sure if there's an email. They'll either call you or email you and tell you when it's ready for pickup, basically. And you can go travel out there, or if there's a Memory Express near you, basically, you could go and pick it up, or whatever other services that are there is for custom built PCs, basically. That's everything for today, guys. I'll see you guys next time.